The Voice Behind the Mask, Season 3, Episode 1. Good evening, my fellow fugitives of truth. Tonight we step into a darker corner of the mind, a place where faces are lies and masks are confessions. You've been told masks are for hiding, for cowards, for criminals. But what if that's the story they sold you to keep you bare, compliant, and afraid? What if the mask is not a prison, but a key? What if the mask is the only thing that lets truth slip through their bars? Stay with me. Tonight we face the glass and dare to ask, when the mask and the mirror meet, which one lies? We are born into theater, not the grand kind, with curtains and orchestras. No, this is the theater of obedience. From the first breath they hand you a script. Be good, be quiet, don't question, don't look behind the curtain, and above all, don't make them uncomfortable. We're taught that masks are deceitful, that honesty is barefaced. But tell me, do you really believe you've been barefaced your whole life? Do you believe the smile you wore at work wasn't a mask? The laugh you forced at a boss's joke? The silence you swallowed when injustice walked in the room? No, we are all masked creatures. The only difference is this. My mask is deliberate. Yours was handed to you without consent. And the world wants it that way. Because unmasked truth terrifies power. Not because it's ugly, but because it's unstoppable. I learned early that names can be prisons. Your name binds you to history you didn't write, to reputations you never agreed to inherit, to expectations designed to keep you small. The mask frees me from that. The mask says, judge my words, my fire, my fury, not the face that delivers them. It takes their little game of identity politics, their obsession with who speaks, and leaves them with only what is spoken. They hate that. Because they can't cancel a mask, they can't dox a ghost, and they can't burn a face they've never seen. But don't confuse that for safety. Masks don't make you untouchable. Masks make you a target, a symbol, a danger to their carefully crafted illusions. And yet, I'd rather be hunted for a voice that echoes than live in the silence they scripted for me. Every time I speak into this microphone, I imagine 100 invisible chains snapping somewhere out there. Not because my words are magic, but because they're forbidden. You see, we live in a world where truth needs a permit, a license, a stamp of approval from those who've made a career out of lying. Truth is a contraband substance. It's handled in whispers, smuggled through pirate signals, hidden in books they ban while claiming to protect you. And yet they tell you the mask is dishonest. As if the faces on your television aren't painted with layers of deceit. As if the politicians, the anchors, the experts, they aren't wearing masks of their own, stitched from public relations and cowardice. I wear mine because I refuse to play their game. If they're going to make truth illegal, then I'll be the masked fugitive of free speech. And every word you hear from me will be smuggled across their borders of silence. But here's the question you didn't expect. When I take off the mask, do I even know who's underneath anymore? Masks aren't just armor. Sometimes they're scars you choose to show instead of the ones they gave you. Sometimes the mask is the only version of yourself that feels honest. The one that isn't diluted, watered down, or made palatable for polite society. I think about that mirror often, the one I mentioned at the start. I think about standing before it unmasked. And I wonder, would it recognize me? Would it call me brave or coward, liberated or lost? And then I remember something important. The mask doesn't answer to the mirror. The mask answers to the message. Here's the truth that burns like acid on the tongue. This world is the real mask. Every institution you've been told to trust wears one. Governments masked as guardians of freedom while they write laws that choke it. Media masked as truth tellers while they peddle propaganda for profit. Corporations masked as benefactors while they strip the earth bare and call it growth. And you're expected to clap, smile, obey. Because pointing out the mask beneath the mask is treated as madness. Because saying, I see you for what you are is the closest thing to treason. So they'll call me dangerous for putting one on. But the real danger is living your whole life pretending you don't see the masks on them. People ask me why I bother. Why risk it? Why not just play along, take the mask off and live in peace? Because silence is a slow death, and complicity is a noose made of velvet. Because if I stop speaking, someone else pays the price. And their story, maybe yours, becomes another ghost trapped in the system's walls. This platform, this podcast, it's not performance, it's defiance. It's fire in a world soaked in gasoline and begging for sparks. And if my mask keeps the flames alive a little longer, if it lets you hear words they tried to erase, then I'll wear it until the day my voice is finally torn from me. But know this, by then I expect you to have found your own fire, your own truth, your own mask, not to hide, but to shout. Perhaps one day, this mask will fall. Perhaps the world will earn the right to see the face behind it. But not yet. Because tonight, the mirror still lies. Tonight, the mask speaks truths they cannot stomach. And as long as silence is their weapon, this voice, this signal, will not die with me. It will outlive faces. It will outlive names. It will outlive fear itself. Until the next broadcast, keep your mind sharp, your voice free, and your fire burning. Masks fade, but the echo of a free voice endures.